Every night we go to sleep thinking we will rock tomorrow. But when we wake up, we realize that we overslept, feeling demotivated, the deadline is today, and we messed up again. And we keep wishing that if only we had some more time, we could do everything properly. But what if I tell you that even if you had more time, you would not be able to get everything done? Because it's not about having less time, it's about not managing our time properly. So in this video, I will tell you about 5 time management techniques that will help you to be more productive. But before that, if you're new to the channel, do subscribe and press the bell icon to be updated. The first technique we will talk about is Promodoro Technique. Promodoro has to be the most popular productivity technique ever. This technique was developed in 1980s by Dr. Francesco Cirillo. The word Promodoro came from Italy, that means tomato. Now you might be thinking, why tomato? Why not carrot or potato? So here is why. Dr. Francesco Cirillo's table clock was a tomato-shaped clock, and this gave him the idea of this technique's name. This technique has 5 very simple steps. 1. Decide a task that you want to work on. 2. Set a 25 minutes timer. Each of these 25 minutes is known as Promodoro. 3. Focus on that task for 25 minutes. 4. Take a 5 minutes break. 5. After 4 Pomodoros, take a 15 to 20 minutes long break. That's it. This technique helps us to beat procrastination and focus effectively. And with this, we can finish our work without leaving it for tomorrow. To know more about this technique, you can read the book The Promodoro Technique by Francesco Cirillo. I use this technique whenever I found myself procrastinating, and every time it works amazing for me. So do tell me in the comment section if you ever tried this technique and how it worked for you. Our second technique is Get Things Done, or GTD. GTD is another amazing productivity technique. While Promodoro helps you to beat procrastination and focus better, GTD helps you eliminate distraction and plan better time management. Let's see how it works. First, we will have to write down all the tasks that we need to get done. After that, break down all your big tasks into shorter actions. Let's take this video as an example. My task is to make this video, which requires hours of work. And thinking about it is making me procrastinate. So I will break down this task into smaller actions such as write down the script, record voiceover, edit the video. Now that we have only short tasks, it will be easier for us to focus on these and complete them faster, and along the way our bigger task is being done too. GTD helps us to be anxiety-free by reducing our work pressure and manage our time and work effectively. If you want to know more about the GTD technique, you can read the book Get Things Done by David Allen. Now here is the fun fact. I used this technique to make this video, and to my surprise it worked amazing for me. So why don't you try it too for your next big task? And tell me in the comment section if you try it and how it worked for you. Our next technique is Eat That Frog. Before I talk about this technique, I will talk a little about the book Eat That Frog by Brian Tracy. In this book, you will find 21 amazing ways to beat procrastination and get more things done in lesser time. So if you haven't read this book yet, you should definitely check it out. It is one of my most favorite productivity books. I love it for its to-the-point discussion. In most of the productivity books, the authors talk too much about random stories to motivate us, which is not a bad thing because many people need that. But for me, I go like, I'm already motivated author. That's why I'm here instead of watching an anime. My binge list is piling up. Enough talk. Let's go back to the technique. Every day, we have at least one task that is most important task of the day. Brian Tracy refers this task as frog, and he tells us that eat that frog as the first thing in the morning. If you finish your most important work first, you'll be free from the anxiety of major deadline for the rest of the day. And the author also tells us that we are more likely to procrastinate more when it comes to a big task because it will overwhelm us. So when we finish this task without procrastination, it gives us a sense of empowerment and keeps us going for the rest of the day. Amazing, right? The next technique is the Rapid Planning Method, or RPM. It is a simple system developed by Anthony Robbins that teaches us how to plan our day and manage our time. In this technique, we will ask 3 questions to ourselves before selecting a task. Anthony Robbins also described RPM as the result, purpose, and massive action. The first question is about result. What do I really want? Second is about purpose. Why do I really want it? third is about massive action. What is my massive action plan? RPM helps you focus on what is truly important. Usually we spend a lot of time working on things that don't even add much value to our life. We merely check things off from our to-do list and think that we achieved a lot. So to avoid spending our time on lesser important works, it is really important to know where we are devoting our efforts. And once we know it, our productivity and chances of success increase rapidly. Our fifth and the very last technique is Pareto Analysis. This has to be one of the most popular principles ever. I still remember that I heard about this principle in a YouTube video and I was impressed by the idea. Later I got to know about the Richard Koch book, The 80-20 Principle. You can check this book out if you haven't yet, it's really good. Pareto Analysis or the 80-20 rule can be applied in all sectors of our life. According to the rule, 80% of our works can be completed in 20% of our time, while the remaining 20% works will take our 80% of time. Cool, right? Now if you think for a moment, how many major tasks do you have today? 1, 2, it can be more than that. If you feel like you have more major tasks, it is time for you to sit with the RPM technique and calculate the tasks to realize you are only being overwhelmed and most of your tasks are not your major tasks. So according to the 80-20 rule, we should give more importance to the 20% of the major tasks. It will not only increase your productivity but also helps you to get your things done in time. And that brings us to the end of the video. Now let's quickly recap the 5 techniques we have learned so far. 1. Promodoro Technique. 2. Get things done. 3. Eat that frog. 4. Rapid planning method. And 5. Pareto Analysis. I hope you will use these techniques to increase your productivity, and do tell me in the comment section if you want to learn more productivity techniques like this. In our next video, I will show you how you can design a complete time and task manager with these 5 simple techniques. Thank you so much for watching the video, and like the video if you like the video.